This video will briefly cover positions in a game and the general flow of a game.
Alright, so this is our court. These are the walls, the solid lines. These big thick parts are the goals. This is the goal we want to score in. This is the goal we don't want to get scored in. We are always working up. We're going up in the world. These are the sub boxes. These are the bad guy sub boxes, good guy sub boxes. Then these dotted lines are the wall channels. In general, they're about 1 lane big. So when we're talking about positioning as a 2-3-1, we're talking about 2 forwards, 3 in the midline, which those 3 are 2 wings on each side, and then 1 center in the middle. And then for the very last person, the 1 is bull. They're also called 6 in Canadian, fullback, last man back. They're called a lot of different things, but for now we're going to call it bull because I think that's the clearest. So if we take this positioning and we throw it onto a wall, what it should look like is this. There will be a strong forward, SF, a weak forward, WF, a strong wing, a center, nothing changes with the center, they're always in the same spot, and then a weak wing, and then bull. So in general, the engines of this machine are the 2 forwards and the strong wing. Those guys will be making 90% of the progress up the pool. Now the back is responsible for taking turns with the strong wing. When we're talking about cycling, we're not talking about being ready for once they lose the puck, then you dive. We're talking about the minute they lose the puck, you're already down, making contact with the puck. And if that strong wing feels like they're about to lose the puck, you want to curl and let that bull come in and take turns with you. In this video, in future videos, when we're talking about any other position, we're going to be not even worried about bull because bull's job is basically replacing the different positions. So don't even worry about them in future videos. If we are swinging, the general movement should be, say, a strong wing is getting a lot of pressure. They always want to curl towards the wall, never outwards, because curling outwards exposes us to back picks that can lead directly into the goal. So they should be curling directly into the wall and then pass it to the center. The center, if they feel like they need some more room, can also take it, curl, and then they'll be flying outwards. At which point the weak wing will be flying outwards with them, and they should be hanging towards the wall, but still behind. At no point should any position other than forwards be receiving a forward pass. If a wing is receiving a forward pass, bad. Center, bad. Bull, bad. No one should receive a forward pass except these guys. If you try to receive, think about it this way. If you're receiving it like this, I can't see the camera right now. Where if you're receiving it like this, as a back pass, I can see you guys. So, the center will be flying out, and the weak wing will be slightly behind, slightly in front. So that way, when their weak wing, bad guys are depicted in red, their weak wing comes, makes contact, and pressures the center, they can't just hit through and go right to the goal. The center can make a little flick, a nice easy flick back to the weak side wing, at which point the weak side wing can take it fully into the wall channel. Now they don't have to go all the way directly onto the wall, but they should at least make it into the wall channel and start driving up. At which point, weak sides become strong sides, and strong sides become weak sides. Say they did end up pushing us back. So when this, once everything shifts, this becomes strong wing, weak wing, center, bowl, strong forward, and weak forward. So when we're sitting right by this sub box, make two, maybe even just one really big pushes, really push yourself on downtime, really tire yourself out, and you don't even need to submerge back into the play. You can just submerge into the sub box and your other forward can just burst out and start playing. I don't care if we're on this wall for 1 second or 5 years. And once we're by the sub box and it's easy to sub out, make a big push, sub out. It's easy. The other thing we gotta think about is once it's in our quarter of the pool, we do not want to swing it at any point. We only really want to swing it once we're more about halfway.
Who shouldn't sub?
Oh, and who shouldn't sub is the weak wing. Everyone else can sub because if they sub out, it's no big deal, it's close to it, and they're not defending the goal. If this weak side wing subs out, they're leaving this goal completely open. If the center gets blown up, that's a free goal. And then the general movement of the play should look something like this. So we'll depict it in white. So this area is really bad. Really bad. If it's in this area, that is goal. We want to take it and move it out. Even if we're giving up some ground, just get it out of here. Don't even try to push up. Pushing up is still keeping it in the no-no area. Just get it out. This is bad. Don't do that. Just get it out. Get it into these wall channels where we want it. Once we're into these wall channels, we can stop moving up, up. And then once we're in about their corner, we want to start taking it off the wall into their goal. We do not want to be in their corner. If we're in their corner, they can just chill out in their corner all day. It only takes one good or two good players to keep it in their corner all day long. But if we can get it out into the middle of the pool, eventually, if we can keep it in this area, eventually it's going to be a goal. Nobody can defend this big wide goal forever.
Throughout this series, a train analogy will be referenced, with the train being the entire team in the water, so all 6 people. Here's what each position in a 2-3-1 set would be in our train analogy. Starting in the front with the forwards who serve as the engine of the train. Then we move back to the strong side wing and the fullback. They would be serving as the brakes of that train, slowing down or stopping that backward movement of the puck. And then you have the center and the weak side wing, who will serve as the tracks for that train, either keeping the puck in that wall channel or deciding to move it out to make a run on the goal. Keep this in mind as you go through the other videos so you understand the overall gameplay and positions of individuals.